Hey, what's up my people? Jeremy here. Welcome to another episode of Next Level Teaching. This week we got 3 great questions from 3 amazing teachers. Episode 4, Next Level Teaching. Let's get it. Okay, first question. What you got?
Hi, Jeremy. My name is Phyllis Joyner. I'm a special education administrator at Willard High School in Marietta, Georgia. And my question for you is, how do you have those sensitive cultural diversity and race relation conversations among your teachers and staff?
Wow, great question, Phyllis. You know, when you talk about the cultural and diversity in some of those sensitive conversations, that can be tricky. But guess what? You got to have those conversations. Come on, y'all. Many times as humans, we fear what we don't understand. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You've got to let your voice be heard. You've got to be able to have those conversations. These are your colleagues. You know what I'm saying? You work with them day in and day out. We on the same team here as educators to impact the hearts and minds of these kids. And here's the reality. If we can't have these conversations and connect with our co-workers and the other folks, the other administrators and teachers, then how are we going to really connect when it comes to students? You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be dealing with cultural and race relation things even when it comes to the students. So you got to have the conversation. A lot of times when these things take place in the school or somebody says something, they're not trying to be evil. They're not trying to be mean or racist. Sometimes they just don't know any better. For instance, I was just talking to a friend of mine 2 weeks ago, and she told me how she was at her school here in Georgia, and she heard a teacher say a comment that really bothered her. They were basically in an administrative meeting, and the principal said, hey, I need one of you to work with these 2 students. Well, one student's name was Sabrina, and the other student's name was something like Bonquisha. She says, I'm gonna take the student whose name I can pronounce. That's the problem. She thought it was funny, she moved on. So my friend went and talked to her and said, hey, you know, that really offended me that you would say something like that. And the teacher got emotional and started crying and was like, you know, I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm not racist. I had black friends. Classic. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is she wasn't trying to be ugly. She was just cracking a joke. But it's like, hey, you gotta be sensitive to what you're saying. And so you've got different heritages, you got different ethnic backgrounds, you got different race and religious beliefs. Like, this thing is deep, y'all. And so we've got to be able to say, hey, let's have a conversation. You said something that offended me. You said something that wasn't true. You said something that some could find offensive, and let them into your world. So whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian American, you know what I'm saying? Like, wherever you come from, like, look, diversity is what makes us great. The fact that we come from different backgrounds and different cultures and different races and different religious beliefs and different styles and different personalities and different shapes and sizes, we all human. And there's way more that unites us than there is that can divide us. But we have to be bold enough to have those conversations. That's what makes our country great. That's what makes America great, because we come together from different walks of life, and when we show up at school, we're laser focused to enhance and enlarge the territory of these kids, to enhance their lives, to shift their lives forever. But sometimes we gotta have the hard conversations. In order for us to grow, sometimes that's necessary. So do the bold thing. Look, you bold enough to show up and be a teacher. You bold and crazy enough to be an educator. Surely you're bold enough to have that conversation so you all can be one. Great question. Question number 2, holla at your boy.
Hi Jeremy, this is Sherry Manning from Margaret Traditional Theme School. I have a question for you. So what advice would you give for that one student that no matter what you do just won't follow directions? Please help.
I like that. She like, please help. You know what I'm saying? This is what I advise you do. Spank they butt. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I don't want to get nobody fired. You better not spank they butt. All right. I'll say this here. I promise y'all, I was just playing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have students like that who just don't want to listen, who don't want to cooperate. I was that student. You know what I'm saying? So depending on the age range, you know, you at the elementary school, so it's a lot harder because they kind of off the chain and all over the place. So you got to really kind of build that relationship with them early on. If it's in middle school and high school, it's a little easier because they're a little bit more mature. But a lot of times these kids are looking for attention. They're seeking attention. They're seeking attention and affection. And sometimes they're not even really thinking about your little attention. They just can't sit still because they're used to a tablet or cartoons and things happening fast paced. And you're trying to teach and they're like, this is boring, I'm off the chain. And so You really have no clue sometimes what these kids are dealing with at home, what type of environment they're living in. Sometimes they come from dysfunction, and now all of a sudden they in your classroom and they're dysfunctional in your classroom. So I would say that you got to be patient, you got to count to 10, you got to breathe, you got to woosah, you got to do whatever it is you got to do so that you can really be able to connect with that student and let them know, hey, I'm rooting for you, I believe in you, I think you can do it, I need you to cooperate with me. All right, let's bring it back in. Maybe you position the student in a certain place, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe if they're sitting by their friend, that friend starts to get them excited. Maybe you need to put them separate and maybe move them closer to you or put them with a new group of students, but find different ways to build with them. And then also connect with the parents. Now, hopefully their parents are working with you. Hopefully their parents are building relationships. And if so, I want you to really build with the parent and let the parent know, hey, I'm committed to your student's success. Listen to me. I need you to be locked in with the student and find some ways to use that student's superpowers. Maybe because that student's all over the place, they gotta do something with their energy. Maybe they can be your helper. Maybe they can be like your special assistant. That energy that they have, that excitement, that joy, that, you know what I'm saying, that personality, maybe you can have them doing some things inside the classroom. Since they can't contain it, maybe you can control it and utilize it, okay? You're amazing. God bless you, because them little babies in that grade that you got, I know it's rough, but thank you for what you do, because you're molding students like that, like I was that student, and look at me now. I've been able to accomplish some amazing things because I had a group of teachers like you that was patient, that was loving, that was kind, and that did not give up on me. Thank you for molding our next generation. All right, question number 3, what you got?
Hello, I'm Dr. Robin Perez, Superintendent for Nederland ISD. Jeremy, what could we do to create a powerful defining moment for our students this year so they have a memory that carries them forward?
Dr. Perez, love you. Love your whole school district. I had a great time with you all this summer. That's my girl, y'all. So I'll say this, Dr. Perez. I like that. She said, what can we do on a daily basis that can help the kids experience that defining moment? Like, how can we create those defining moments? I think we create those defining moments all the time. I wouldn't say, this year, let's create a defining moment. I know what your school district stands for. Y'all stand for excellence, 99 years strong. You know what I'm saying? So there's something special there. 99 years of consistency, 99 years of striving for excellence. So what I would say, Dr. Perez, is that you challenge your teachers to create those moments in every class, with every student, every time they get that lesson plan, every time that student's crying and the teacher consoles them, every time the student gets frustrated and wants to give up and the teacher's like, you're not giving up because I'm not giving up on you, not on my watch. Like, every time a student feels low and feels like they're not worth it and you lift them up, like, those are the defining moments. Every time the student says, ooh, I got a C, and we're rejoicing because they got a C because they was getting F's and D's, and then they started getting B's and they started getting A's. Those are defining moments. Every time you pull a student outside the class and say, hey, look, you was a rock star today. Thank you for working with me. I see greatness inside you. Those are defining moments. And listen to me, to all you educators watching this video, when you speak life over those kids, they might make it seem like it's not a big deal. Trust me, that stuff is hitting their heart and it's piercing their soul. I still remember some of the words that teachers spoke over me, and I tried to act hardcore like I didn't care, but really it was like butterflies was like fluttering inside my heart. And so keep speaking life, continue to create those moments, because you're speaking something into existence. Like, I believe in that. Y'all know my saying I got from the book I be reading. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So continue to speak life. Continue to create those moments every single day for your students, because that's going to be some of the things that's going to shift their lives forever. All right, y'all are amazing. I know you're excited to get to school to kill it. Have an amazing day. Thank you for all that you do. You don't have to do it, but you chose to do it. And that's why I feel like y'all are heroes. I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Hey, what's up, my people? Look, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and check this out. I've got so many more in store for you. So subscribe and do me a favor. Please leave me a comment, an emoji, a thumbs up, something. Let me know you're feeling it. Me and my team put so much energy, time, and effort into it, and it's free for you. Just let me know you're feeling what we putting out here, and I'll see y'all real soon. Leave a comment. Peace.